This story and more is brought to you by Book Club Audio, the Australian audiobook marketplace. Find more amazing stories at bookclubaudio.com. All right, welcome back to the Fully Whole Human discussions. I'm Chris Miller and I'm here with my mate Steve Maresca.
G'day.
How are you, man?
Very well. How are you?
I'm good. Would have been nice if I could have set up the podcast equipment in record time.
What are you talking about? It only took 10 minutes.
Yeah, 10 minutes. Yeah, no dramas.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you been, man?
I'm good. Yeah.
That's the way.
Yeah.
It's been a while. How long's it been since we saw each other?
Oh.
Was it when we were on Dead House, the show, or we caught up since then?
Many times before.
Oh, we have. That's right. We keep getting pissed, and you keep wanting to show me the Dark Knight Rises again.
Or Heat.
That's right.
The cafe scene, man.
Yeah. And then we go to the pub and have a.
And then I say, "Have I shown you the Heat scene?"
And I go, "No."
You've seen it. You've shown it to me 3 times tonight.
That's true. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Should we run the scene? Should we read it out and run it? It's like, yeah.
You know, I do like that scene. There's a flip side to the coin.
So for people out there who don't know Steve Maresca, I don't know if I know Steve Maresca. No, a fantastic actor. We've worked together plenty of times, but we thought we'd come on and have a chat about our humble beginnings in the acting industry. Yeah. Do you want to kick it off? How we met?
Let's set the scene to, what was it? November 10, 2010?
You check the email. You still got the email.
I still have the email. Keep all your emails, I say. And it was the call sheet for the scene for the mafioso
movie
short
called Family Business. November 2010.
Shooting at Rookwood.
At Rookwood Cemetery.
The famous Rookwood Cemetery.
The cemetery that has its own postcode.
That's right.
Like Rudy Hill RSL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, there's probably the same amount of dead people at each Rudy Hill RSL.
I dare say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dead in the eyes.
Oh, dead people and empty bank accounts.
Yeah.
So I remember the morning of getting ready to go out to Rookwood because correct me if I'm wrong. We all met in Kensington. My brain says we met at night at a car park or something like that.
That rings a bell. I think you could meet there or get your way to set. Did
you get your own way?
I think I did.
Yeah, because I don't have a memory of you being there. I just
remember.
My
mate Ben was an extra in it.
Who?
Ben. My buddy Ben. He was an extra.
Yeah, right.
And I think he crashed at my house in Concord, and we got our own way there.
Ah, that makes sense.
It's around the corner.
Yeah. No, I went to Kensington because I felt like I was, being wedged between Sydney University of New South Wales and NIDA. You feel like, it's like New York.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful town of Kensington. Oofed.
It's not much there, is there?
No. And we all got there, and it was so hot that day. It was like cooking in the morning. I just kept saying to anybody, have we got sunscreen? Have we got sunscreen? I don't care about any. I've got my script. I'm ready to go. Have we got sunscreen?
Well, we all know how well student short films are prepped.
Oh, yeah, super well.
So well.
Yeah. Oh, and the catering. It's like packets of sour worms and 2 different types of M&Ms is not catering.
Well, when you're on a quality student short film, when they have Pizza Hut, or they'll get the Subway platter.
Oh, the Subway platter.
Yeah,
that's flash, isn't it? I always found it so hard.
Yeah.
And then you get someone like, one of the lighting kids or, like the assistant camera come over and all the actors and everyone's just smashed all the Subway platters and they're like, sorry.
Good note out there though.
Yeah.
If you're doing a film, like a short film, don't have pizza as your catering.
No.
Everyone gets bloated, you're tired.
Yeah.
It may seem like a good idea and cost effective at the time.
Yeah.
But it doesn't yield good results after lunch.
No, that's right.
Or if you're going to do it, do thin crust. Not the thick, doughy crust.
No, that's right. You're just carved out. You're like,
I don't want to act anymore.
Just want to, I'm so sluggish.
Yeah.
So we're all getting ready to get out to Rookwood. I'm like, and is there any sunscreen? And we get out there and it's a mafia scene. You and I were henchmen.
We were suits.
We're
in
suits.
Big suits.
Yeah. And did they bring the sunscreen?
No.
No sunscreen.
No sunscreen.
And how many trees?
The area we were in was the very old, like 1870s, 80s grave sites.
Yeah. That
There
thing
ain't
was
much
chockers.
living anymore.
No, there was one tree.
Yeah.
And we're all huddled under this one tree.
Yeah.
And we kicked off. We kicked off fine, you know. If anything, you and I being the chatty gangsters in the back, they were like, you guys, just rhubarb. You know, while you and I were getting to know each other, just talking shop and shit.
Yeah.
It was the best. And but then by the end of the day, like we started looking like this, nice Caucasian fellas. By the end of it, we were
Red.
bright red.
Yeah.
Bright red. And remember, I put my sunnies behind a tombstone. I thought I'll just buy, you know, John McGurk or whatever his name was.
John McGurk.
Actually, I think that's the name of the GM's at the local pub here. But anyway, John McGurk. Sorry, mate, you've passed away. And I put my sunnies behind the tombstone, and we went as we were all ready to leave. I've leant against the tombstone to pick up my sunnies, and what happened?
The tombstone fell over onto your sunnies. Well, I mean, the thing with those tombstones, like if you look at them, they have not been cared for.
They're solid as well. It's like
They're solid, but they haven't been cared for.
No.
You need to preserve these, but if they don't, they're just gonna fall on top of sunnies.
crush your Ray-Bans or crush your servo Ray-Bans.
I think they were expensive, weren't they?
Possibly.
Because I remember you being very upset.
Oh no, I was more upset that there was no sunscreen at the beginning of the day.
Well, yeah, that's gonna do it as well.
Yeah, because I got home, I was so, you know when you're like, oh, I'm a bit tender, and you're like, I'm in trouble here.
Yeah.
And I got home and I was hunting through.
You're a bit tender. And
I'm
then
a bit
touch
tender.
your face, and you're Jeff Goldblum in The Fly.
That extra. Oh no, he wasn't an extra from RoboCop in the acid when he comes out. Oh, just gets by a car. Oh, it was
That's the noise.
Yeah, it was so bad. And I got home, I was like, oh, I'm so cooked. I just need to get some moisturising cream on me. I'll be fine. So I've gone into my, girls have so many products. I was just digging the cupboard of products. You know, I've got one bar of soap, and that does everything.
Well, majority of moisturizers are also SPF like 25, I think.
Oh, that would have been handy. I could have put that on in the morning.
Yeah.
Imagine anyone got any moisturiser. Oh, I've got heaps of
Because
moisturiser.
being a student short film, they wouldn't have had makeup. No way.
Oh, no.
No.
No, forget that. Do your own
Classic.
makeup.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I found this little tub of something. It just had the word vitamin E cream on it. I'm like, that's moisturiser. So I'm just pumping it. And you know when you're that sunburnt, you just put it on your face and it goes, oh, we got to put some more on.
Yeah.
You know?
Just eats it up.
Oh, and I'm laying in bed and I'm like, oh, and my girlfriend gets home and she's like, walks in the house and goes, why does it smell like summer gnats in here? Like the burnout fucking finals of the summer gnat. I'm like, I'm sunburnt. She goes, why are you so greasy? I mean, I've used your moisturiser on my face. And she goes, I don't have any, what? I'm out of moisturiser. I'm like, nah, you got that thing with the vitamin. Chris, that's bronzer with vitamin E cream in it. So I've just lathered vitamin E cream, but it's bronzer. So
Brilliant.
How did I look the next day? I look like Donald Trump the next day.
Yeah, right.
Well, I think we probably just cut out half of our listeners just by the mention of that. But I'm not biding my time.
Oh, I saw you did that. But you know, the great thing about those experiences, you're like, well, at least I got pet. Oh, wait.
Oh, hang on a second.
Hang on a second.
No, I had pizza and sour
film.
worms for lunch. Oh, man.
Yeah.
But the funniest thing was...
but you have to do them.
Oh, of course you got
to
to do
it.
it.
You got to pay your dues.
Yeah.
And there are heaps of young actors that go, I'm not going to do anything unpaid. I'm
Yeah.
like, you need to do it.
No, yeah, of course you have to.
You got to.
Yeah, you actually don't have a minimal viable product to sell,
Yeah.
you know?
And no matter how bad the shoot is, A, sometimes they'll turn out fantastic.
Uh-huh.
B, you learn from the experience. And C, you make lifelong friends.
Yeah, friends.
Oh,
Friends.
Friends.
13 years.
Active friend.
Yeah. Well, they're either flakes or like family.
Yeah.
You know, it's one of those things.
But, you know, you do meet people that sometimes end up doing some amazing work.
Oh, take off. It's like,
Yeah.
you remember the townie in Newtown?
Yeah.
Remember that movie, I think it was called Michael. It was shot in Australia. It was a Angel, or was it Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Gabriel.
Yeah.
He played this guy played the character Michael, and he was the local bartender at the
There you go.
at the townie.
Yeah.
And but you know those people that just look like movie stars. He looked like a fucking movie star. I was like, wow, check this bloke out. And he's serving me. What was I drinking back then? A Carlton Draft. Raw. Tastes like wet dog. Tastes like a chamois from the back of a tradies ute that a dog slept on, and it's dried out, and then you've rehydrated it.
What would you rather, a Carlton Draft or a Carlton Extra Dry?
You mean Carlton Dry or Tooheys Extra Dry?
Oh, Tooheys Extra Dry. Sorry.
I can't. I worked for this event company, and they gave me 7 cases.
We love both, just in case they want to cast.
Yeah,
us in ads.
totally. If you're looking for a sponsor, we'll take anyone. Coopers would be preferred, but I got 7 cases of out of date Extra Dry. Ooh, and the boss was just like, just get rid of it. And I was like, get rid of it means take it back and stack it up in my kitchen. And I get home that night, and I was having a do on the weekend anyway. I was like, this is great. I'll just put on the piss for everyone. I cracked one, and I was like, oh, this tastes like a farted. And I was like, if it works for Corona, let's put a lime in the top of it. So I bought a whole bunch of limes, and we drank through, I don't know, maybe 4 cases of it that night. And
it worked.
There's still booze in it, but the hangover from out of date anything.
Not good.
Oh, no, so I can't do Extra Dry anymore.
Fair.
Yeah. What was your first spirit that you ever said, no more, I can't do?
Southern Comfort.
Oh,
very classy.
Oh, yeah.
Because me and my mates, we thought Southern Comfort was like the fanciest spirit. Like, we didn't know anything about spirits, right? You're 18 years old.
Yeah.
You see the bottle for Southern Comfort, and you're like, oh, that's classy.
Ooh.
That's class.
Yeah.
And then you drink it, and you're like...
What'd you drink with? Diet Coke?
Pepsi Max.
Oh, that's one or the other. I think at one stage, I think it actually had peach. I know it was liqueur. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but yeah, it was like a peach liqueur or something. There's like, what even flavour would you call that?
Southern Comfort.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Dumb and Dumber when the cop drinks the piss.
Oh, that's right. Oh. Or
it's kind of like that.
Austin Powers. It's a bit nutty.
Yeah, but it's like that.
Yeah. Wow.
And you just go for it because you're young and dumb and
full of Southern Comfort.
Full of
Southern Comfort. The comfort. That's a different way of different version of cubby houses. That's like a teenager's cubby house. The comfort.
That's going to be sticky.
Oh no. Well, the thing is, would have been 94, 97. I had the Datsun 180B. I had my P's.
Yep.
And I was at my mate Corey's place for a party, and I drank Southern Comfort and Diet Coke, and I was shit-faced. And we just went out to the Daddo to listen to music, talking shit with the bottle of Southern, and he had the Diet Coke. And I'm sitting in the front seat of the car, keys in the ignition, and the cops rocked up. Is that you, Miller? yeah, mate. You're not driving anywhere. No, we're listening to Frog Stomp by Silverchair.
Oh,
or something. Yeah, for sure. It was either that or Dire Straits. It was sick. And he, mate, just take the keys. Just get out of the car.
Is this in Port?
Yeah, Port Macquarie.
Right.
Yeah, but if you did that now, anywhere, you'd be cactus.
Yeah,
they'd be like, boo. Please step away from the vehicle.
But yeah, I mean, student short films.
Oh man,
they're love-hate relationship.
Oh, when you first get into the industry, it's like, you're actually not even in the industry. You like, there was no apps now to find this kind of work. It was, maybe Star Now back in the day when it was free, but you'd find it off notice boards or Facebook, through other friends, and it was like, it could have just been the best experience ever, like shooting on that. Remember when the Canon 5D in the 70s came out, and every filmmaker was like, "Oh my god,
I got a 5D. We're shooting on a 5D.
Yeah. We're making cinematic history."
Okay, what about your sound?
Yeah.
What do we need sound? Yeah, you do. It really will impact the final product.
Sound kind of comes.
Oh, we're just gonna do sound from the camera.
Oh,
that's not gonna work.
No.
That's.
Don't do that.
Wasting everybody's time.
That's like I'll just do a voiceover for Channel 7 on my iPhone, into the
iPhone speaker.
Although I have done that, put a sock over the back of my phone
Yeah.
and then managed to do a passable narration for a movie, not for an ad or anything like that.
No, but yeah, I was going back to what I was saying before. Like, you can meet people that you don't realize will be there for a long time. Like,
oh
yourself,
yeah, we're friends for life, mate.
but also,
I don't have a choice.
Directors I worked with in their final year production, like I'm still working with them today, doing good stuff now.
Yeah,
because they've grown and progressed in the industry. Now they have the contacts, they've got the money to make actual stuff.
Yeah.
So like, if you're a youngin' out there looking for a way to get in, I always say, make sure you have faith in that person.
Yeah.
Because I did give a lot of, oh yeah, this would be great. Then you watch the final product and you're like, what did I do? That was 4 days of my life that I made no money.
Oh,
That
totally.
I gave everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like all of it.
All of it.
And you're
all
like,
of it.
my God, what did I do? Like,
yeah.
So now it's like, unless I completely go, yes,
Yeah.
I think you're somebody that will actually keep going.
Oh, now for sure. Like, even now it's like.
But I think everyone's got to make that decision, like that realization for themselves, right?
Well, it's just like.
Because how many short films do you think you have made?
I couldn't.
Been
I couldn't
in.
tell you. Well, 30 or 40, but
How many have you seen?
Oh, like 3. No.
How many do you like watching?
Yeah, I've probably got about 14 or 15 on YouTube, but they're kept private. It's so funny when you get them first. You're like, everything goes public, and now it's all just kept in the private Miller archives. But that's full short films. I'm not just talking about scenes and music videos and any time being on set. But that stuff's it's so valuable because when you do get your call up to your first TVC or a bit part on Home and Away or whatever it is, you actually it's that muscle memory of sound speed, rolling, and just general set etiquette.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because if you go on a set like to a show that is, already sustained, I guess. Is that the word? Already set up.
Yeah.
That's, doing well. And you go in there.
Oh,
They'll go, please leave.
please leave.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen it where, like, someone's, like, gone to the star and been like, can I have a photo?
Oh yeah, no.
And you're like,
no,
don't do that.
Don't do that. Don't.
You're
Look,
gone. You're gone.
Don't treat the stars like stars, and don't tell anyone where you went to school. It's like every person there is, but they do this for they're worth their salt, and you're worth your salt for being there.
Yeah.
The only place you got to prove yourself is when they say action.
Yeah.
Well, actually, and at lunch when you just just treat people with just respect, right? Or courtesy more than respect,
I think respect's a huge thing. And whenever I'm on a set, like if it's 1 day or 6 weeks, I thank every person on the crew.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just a respect thing.
Oh, remember all their names, as many as you can.
Yeah.
Don't be too over the top about it.
No,
You walk
no.
out there going, see you, Janine, see you, John, see you, Dave, see you, Michael, see you,
Oh, Susie is having that operation next week, right?
Yeah, being overly familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I once did that, and it's a little off topic, but close.
Sure.
I was in the cocktail and bar game for a long time, and I'd made this done. It was like a cocktail competition. So I've done my cocktails. I've set them on fire. I made a skull and crossbones out of a date and sugar, lit it on fire, and it turned into like a skull. It was sick. And then while the judges are chatting away, I said to one of the judges, "Oh, you still you still do your ice hockey?" And because I'd Googled them all, right? But I came across like, what's the guy's name in Psycho? The
Anthony Perkins.
Anthony
character.
Perkins meets
Norman Bates.
Yeah. I came across like Norman Bates.
How's your ice skating going? Is it going well?
Yeah, don't make it weird.
Yeah.
I made it weird because I thought I was on top of it.
But in saying that, I remember I was on a film called Suing the Devil, and Malcolm McDowell played the devil.
Oh, wow.
Right? And every day, people going up to him like, "Oh my God, it's the, yeah, thanks, move away, I'm trying to work." Basically.
Yeah.
And then, like, the day I was on set in a scene with him, I was going to get to have lunch with him. Because I wasn't a normal extra anymore. Now I was a featured day player.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want to chat to the guy, but I don't want to be that guy, that person. And my dad randomly had seen, he had a article in an architecture magazine.
Rando.
So I read it.
Yeah.
Store that.
Which you are an almanac.
And then I sat down next to him and I was like, "Oh, how's that California bungalow reno going?" And he went, "What? What? Oh, wow. You know about that?"
Was he Al Pacino?
No. He's kind of got that.
Wow.
No,
Oh my God.
No, he's kind of got that. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Cool. He's got that. Yeah.
Oh, he was into it.
Yeah. He was like, "How'd you know about that?" And I was like, "Oh,
I have a bungalow."
No, I said, I read Architecture Digest or whatever the magazine was. And he goes, "Oh, I'll tell you, last week, this happened, da. And then I could get him to talk about acting.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And he was way more perceptive than anybody else who had talked to him for the 2 weeks he was here.
Yeah.
Which, that movie actually got him banned from Australia for a few years, I think.
Why?
They didn't have a work visa for him.
Oh, I thought it was more like when they came into, what was it? Who was in Speed with, gets his head knocked off? Dennis Hopper.
Yeah.
When they came here for the Wild One or whatever it was, and they just did bags of Coke the whole time they were here.
No, that was Razorback.
Oh, I don't know. Was it
I don't think
Razorback?
it
I
was
thought it was called the
Razorback.
Wild.
Jamie, can you pull that up?
Yeah, just pull that up for us, Jamie. Thanks, mate. Yeah. On the big screen, we've got a huge big screen there.
Yeah.
But just coming in a napalm.
No, I know the film. Yeah. He like totally
motorbike movie, right?
Yeah. Stone? No.
Come on.
You're
the almanac.
I'm trying.
You're the almanac from Back to the Future.
It wasn't Stone. Stone was Roger Ward.
Right. No, Dennis Hopper just off his nut the whole time. What a legend.
Yeah, you loved it.
I don't know how anyone could. I just have a nil by mouth when it comes to acting work. You know, I've done one theatre show, mortally hungover, because all my metal mates took me out, came and saw me do this show where I was the devil with a cool ass cane, walking like the devil, but talking in prose or like Dr. Seuss talk, rhyme.
Yeah, right.
But the director's like, "We don't want to sound like you're rhyming." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I did a great show the night before, but then we all went out and partied, and I woke up and my house was just filled with tattooed and pierced, awesome people. I love them. Like, let's go. But they know how to party. And I've never been so mortally hungover and standing backstage dressed in a suit with a cane, ready to step on stage.
It's
going,
hard. It's
I
hard
want to back out. I want to back out.
It's really hard to do. I don't understand people that can go out there every night. Like, what was his name? He died on Gladiator. Oliver Reed. Oliver Reed?
Reed, yeah.
Yeah, he would just
really
go out, do Shakespeare, go back.
Just no way.
Yeah,
no way. It was,
Some people are built for that. I'm not.
No, I had the horrors, man. I
need to be like.
But my review, Miller gives us cinema on stage.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, so that was Miller at low energy, right? Like hungover, but still walking with a cane, like cinema on stage. It was like, I was so hungover as fuck. I wanted to quit so bad, and I didn't.
But you can kind of get the energy up.
Oh, once you're out there,
yeah.
It's
adrenaline just takes over.
Yeah, it's breaking the legs, as they would say.
Yeah.
You know, like stepping from backstage or reality into fantasy. Once you're in the fantasy world, it's like there is no turning back. There's no breaking this. That's where we are.
Yeah.
We are we're serving the story. We are one with the story, riding the wave.
Yeah, and that I feel like can take over anything like, personal issues that's happening in your own life. Any of that.
Yeah,
like
yeah. We're talking about it before. Yeah.
You put it away.
Yeah.
I'll deal with that in 2 hours. But
yeah.
right now I've got a job. I have a job to do.
Yeah. Well, I was I finished off the gig yesterday, but 3 weeks ago I did one of those medical students thing where you have to rock up
Oh, yeah.
and be the person with ailments.
Oh, I'm doing that.
Oh, yeah?
Didn't I gave the person...
Oh, yeah, you gave me the gig. Yeah.
I gave you the gig.
Yeah.
It went well?
Yeah, it was great. I played...
Yeah, I'm doing one on the 22nd.
Yeah, it was awesome. At
Yeah.
Australian Catholic University. I played Alan the schizophrenic, who only likes walking his dog, and he's got a big fear of technology.
Yeah,
But
right.
they put me in a room with 3 cameras literally on the walls, and so a group of students had come in, and we'd do an interview and have a chat. But at that time, my character was super paranoid,
Right.
and then the next group had come in, but they'd been observing on a TV screen the group before's
Right.
session.
So are they asking you different questions?
Well, they'd come in and they were asking different questions.
Yeah, right.
But some of them were like, so, we know that your dog's name is Ralph. And I'm like, how do you know that? Like, I deliberately, because it was like, you don't know that. You don't know that information. You only know that because you've been watching me on a camera, but I'm playing a paranoid schizophrenic that has a fear of technology. It was wild. So I wasn't too hard on them. But my point is, about halfway through the day, it's only 10 till 1, like 3 hour-long sessions, 3 groups per hour. But halfway through, I just checked again, never have your phone on when you're working, even though it wasn't like I was on stage or at work or whatever. It was still work. I checked my phone, and there's an email about an actor mate and a soldier who'd passed away on Anzac Day.
Yeah.
And I've seen that, and I've got another hour and a half of playing poor Alan, the paranoid schizophrenic. And that's the point, as brutal as it was, but also beautiful man, but a tragic end.
Yeah.
But I think it's a gift and a curse that you can turn off. Because I didn't turn off the feelings.
No.
If anything, I actually brought more emotion into the character. But it was
you're using it to service what you're trying to do.
That's right. Yeah. But I was like, I shouldn't have checked because I was waiting for other clients and other stuff. I just thought of business. And there's like random email from an old friend saying that another friend had passed. It was just like, but you got a job. But you got a job to do.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the same as going into your cafe job or into a bar or nightclub after having a massive belter the night before. You've got pupils like sunglasses, and you're like, and the locals are like, "You're right, mate." I'm like, "I'm more fucked than you, but I'm here to work."
Yeah.
Because you can switch it off. Oh, but that's a big night. No, I'm talking about emotional pain or self-sabotaging behaviour or any of that stuff.
Well, I had a mate who was doing a musical, pardon me, and halfway through the show, one of their co-stars had a heart attack.
In the show?
Backstage. Yeah. So, but the show still had... They didn't know that he had passed.
Oh.
Because the EMTs had come.
Yeah.
And were working on him. So they went, we'll continue with the show. So they got the understudy on. And they continued.
The understudy just happened to be backstage as well.
Yeah, because musical theatre, you always...
of course. They got the coin
You
to
always
do
got
it.
the understudy.
Yeah.
Somebody in the chorus or whatever. Yeah. And then they found out after the show that
Wow.
he had died. It's like, that'd be insane.
Hectic.
That'd be insane. Yeah.
That is hectic. Fuck, way to bring down a podcast.
Oh, these are stories.
It is story. No, that is. Yeah. But the show must go on.
That's right.
You know?
I've missed birthdays,
Oh.
weddings, funerals.
Yeah.
Because there's no one to replace you, and you got a theatre, with 50 people out there who've paid money.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to just
Even
say,
if there's 7 out in
Yeah.
the audience, you still go. Even if it's fucking empty, get up there and go. What that's a good point. What's your thoughts on if there's less people in the audience than in the cast, you cancel?
Great rehearsal.
Great rehearsal, exactly.
Well, it's not a rehearsal. You have a paying audience.
Well, that's a very good point as well.
But, okay, just for that instance, I did a show in 2010 at the Adelaide Fringe.
Yep.
It was our first night.
Yep.
None of us knew anybody in Adelaide.
Yeah.
We had 2 people in the audience. There were a cast of 4.
Yeah.
Director said, do you still want to go on or do you want to cancel it? And we said, no.
Get up there.
We need to do this show as many times as we can.
Yeah. Where were you playing? What was the theatre?
The Star Theatre.
Okay, was that in the main drag or near the
No,
festival of?
It's a bit further out.
Yeah, we're at the Bakehouse, which is.
Oh, Bakehouse is like top, isn't it?
I don't know. Yeah, it was. Well, we were there, and they had the Clipsal 5000 car race on.
Oh,
and
wow.
It ended just before our show, but the show before us was fucked. Meow, meow,
Meow.
Oh no, it was more like. Blah, 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 blah. It was brutal. But yeah, 2 people in the audience on Tuesday.
Well, Star Theatre, it's like probably on the outer skirts of the city of Melbourne. Anyway.
Oh, hang on. I thought you said Adelaide Fringe. This is Melbourne.
Oh, sorry,
Fringe.
Adelaide.
Jesus.
Sorry, Adelaide. Apologies.
Jamie, just gonna check.
All right, Jamie, can we cut that?
No, this is going uncut.
And no, so we went out there, smashed it. It was a really good show.
Yeah.
But one of those 2 people was one of the top reviewers for The Guardian in Adelaide.
Awesome.
And gave us, I think it was a 4 or 5 star review.
Yeah.
After that night,
Chockers.
sell out shows for the rest of the season.
Yeah. That's it. Especially when you're at the festival circuit.
Yeah.
Did you do go around doing like little vignettes of the show or like street theatre during the day to market?
Really. We didn't do much of that because ours was a drama.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, we
It's a
did this
bit more-
schlock horror.
It was a bit harder to do than
Yeah,
if it
just
was
go
a
around.
comedy.
Adelaide Mall.
Oh, my wife's left me for another woman.
Yeah, yeah.
Can you help me? Like, people would go, what are you trying to sell here?
What are you fucking off your head? You just look like everyone else in the West End. No,
Yeah.
that's Brisbane. What am I talking about?
Adelaide.
No, Adelaide, because
Adelaide.
it's cut down the middle by the train tracks.
Yeah.
And you've got the flash end, and then down towards the university, it's just like people smoking shishas and just like miniskirts and carnage.
It's a great city,
That's a
though.
good name for a band.
Miniskirts and carnage.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that.
But we did this schlock horror style play. It was actually really cool. It was like a combination of film and theatre.
This is in Adelaide?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
we'd
right.
done it in Sydney and it was successful enough to take to Adelaide. And so as a promo, we went to all these different places, even up into the Adelaide Hills. Like that's wine country. And did a little skit in the bank, but it was basically me with like a Jason Voorhees half mask on and a machete chasing these 2 girls, and then they'd have this fist fight, and then I'd run in, they'd turn around, kick me in the nuts, I'd fall to the ground, and then they'd run away. It was sick, and we had the nut kick. What was her name? Mindy Fife. She's fucking awesome, classic blonde bombshell, and me with the machete, and she just lines it up. Because all you got to do to get kicked in the nuts is just you tuck your pelvis forward so your tackle's out of the way, and you actually come under and kick in the bum. Yeah. And we had it down. So that, after the performances, we go into the pub or to the festival, outdoor area. She just run up and just kick me in the nuts over and over.
It's such a good Fringe, though.
Oh, it was sick. It was
It's
the
so
best.
much better than Sydney's. Sorry, Sydney Fringe, but
Yeah, it's a bit egg going.
get your stuff together.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, when you're there, like, the energy is just...
Feels like a big day out. Feels like the whole city
But a
is
month
a
of it.
festival.
Yeah, but a month of it. Whereas, I don't know, because Sydney's so far apart and it's harder to do performances in public spaces here
Oh, yeah, yeah.
because of insurance and all that kind of stuff. Whereas I think Adelaide's way more lax. Because, it's just... Oh, if I could go to the Adelaide Fringe every year and do a show, I'd be there.
It was wild. And
Yeah.
everyone going to that, I think it was called the Garden of Unearthly Delights or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, every night. And, backstage pass, you get your lanyard, and it was so cool. And you meet so many people. We ended up back at this baller apartment. One of the guys, Rowan, his name was. He was a fucking legend. Took us up, and he'd somehow been upgraded to like a Cribonacci. It was like 20-foot high ceilings with a balcony and a spa and a bar in it and everything. So oh yeah,
That's a party venue.
it was awesome. Just getting the flash treatment.
Yeah, wow.
But then going back to our, the apartment. I think we had a 3-bedroom apartment with like all of the cast and the producer or director in this tiny apartment, sharing a room with my co-star, I guess. Mm-hmm. But it didn't matter.
Yeah.
Actually, I remember I was that broke. I was we're having to go off to do these promos, and I'm trying to get a reload on my credit card at the same time. They're like, we've got to go. I'm like, fuck off. I'm just trying to get in more debt so I can afford to do this shit, you know?
Yeah, it's expensive.
It is, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
Well, the hardest bit was getting all the knives onto the plane because it was a horror show and we had plastic machetes, but we had real knives for the crescendo at the end. It got pretty bloody. It was gold. But
What was the show called?
Summer of Blood.
I mean...
It was an odd couple, right? Like me as the director and my writer buddy, and we decide the best way to crack the industry is to write a horror film. And we've got a big screen behind us, but we don't see that. It's just part of the stage. So every time we start jamming an idea about what horror movie we'd make, it would come up on the screen. So we actually filmed all these horror movie ideas, and he'd be like, no, and it goes, and I go, well, what about this and this? And it'd just start again, you know? It was a really... It was a really cool show. And
when was that?
What year? Oh, I don't know, man. 13 years ago.
Yeah, well.
No, but I don't know, 2014, 15.
Okay.
It all turns into a blur. I'm 43 now, mate. Everything up until now is just like...
Yeah, it's funny. You don't believe your parents when they say, enjoy it, it goes fast.
Yeah, enjoy it.
You're like, no, it doesn't.
Yeah, it
It's so
does.
slow.
Yeah.
And then you're like, oh, you're right. It does go fast.
Yeah.
And then you try telling that to the next gen.
Oh, no
and they're
chance.
Like, nah, bruh.
No.
You don't understand.
Well, some of these kids don't even think the internet... They think the internet existed for like all time or something like that.
Yeah.
But I suppose when I grew up, I just thought everything was bloody mud flats and mangrove forests and go play with a stick, you know, like... technology, like, and then getting the first computer, which was a Commodore 64, just going, oh my God, this is amazing, you know?
Oh, it only takes 20 minutes to load.
Yeah, 20 from
Wow.
a cassette tape,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
Wow. But now
I remember when you had to look for the PlayStation channel and had to go through the analog.
you had to tune your telly.
Yeah, tune the telly.
Tune it
And you
into
just sit there
PlayStation.
going,
Yeah, now it's HDMI plugged in, off you go.
Yeah.
It's wild. I can only imagine in 50 years it's just indistinguishable from magic,
Yeah.
you know?
Well, in 50 years, they'll just put on some sunglasses and...
Just jack in. Yeah, Although, I mean, Zuckerberg tried it with the metaverse and all that.
Didn't work, did it?
Oh, it looks so janky straight from the get-go. It was like...
It looks like a bad Sims
It's
from
like,
2001.
who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, what was the movie with Bruce Willis where he...
Not 12 Monkeys, no.
No. He is a robot. He can jack in...
Surrogates.
Surrogates. Do you like that movie?
I love Surrogates.
It's a fucking great movie.
No one knows about it.
Really?
It was very, it didn't do well.
Didn't it? I thought it was a great movie.
I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Well, the fact that he's in one room jacked into his VR and his surrogate robot, and his wife's in the other one.
Yeah.
And he looks gorgeous with hair. Well, a little bit more hair than usual. And, she works in a hairdressing salon and he's a cop. And when they meet in real life looking as beautiful people, and she's like, you just got to get out of the salon, da-da-da-da-da. But then gets home and knocks on the door, and they're both just like aged and just like I actually thought that was a really good movie from the aspect of how.
But it's kind of proving true.
Well, I think so.
Like how many people have filters on their photos?
Yeah,
on every single photo.
Where was it? I think
you do internet dating.
Yeah.
You're like...
Oh, no, I used to. I can't. I'd need 3 phones. I'd just be like... It's
but
like
internet dating,
drug.
you're like, no, I can't see the real you. Why would I swipe on that?
Well, that's right.
Like, I'm seeing a version of what you want to be.
But that's interesting. Your perceived version of yourself is what you're putting out there. When in actual fact, the real version of yourself is plenty.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Bumble.
Internet social media.
Oh, it's so gnarly, isn't it?
Yeah.
But, that's where business seems to be going.
But we were talking about this before, how, AI could, really, if it gets strong enough, there could be a whole generation of people that just don't socialize with other human beings.
I think that's. Oh, you mean
It's already
I
kind
see.
of started.
Yeah,
now.
yeah, like a whole generation. Well, I mean, the introverts.
Like there are people that follow Instagrammers, TikTokers, YouTubers every day.
Oh, they live vicariously.
They live vicariously through these people.
Wow.
So they don't feel like they have to do anything because these people are doing everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Imagine if you could jack into their eyeballs.
Yeah.
And just live as that Instagrammer for the day or something.
Yeah.
How much pressure on that, on the Instagrammer? It'd just be
They
like...
got to make a lot of content.
Make a lot of coin. Oh, how much coin is worth
It's not worth
the
it.
content?
It's not worth it because you're basically giving up your soul.
Oh, great way to bring down a podcast.
That's deep. That's deep. I get deep.
Yeah, you do.
I get deep. You know, I do some deep things. I get a bit deep.
You do like to go deep.
Yeah, I like to go deep. You know.
Yeah,
real
wow.
deep, real in there. Just.
So back to the the short films.
I'm digressing.
Yeah, no, I love it. Well, no, I love it. It's just like, let's just have a chat about the horror short films we've done.
And then I go into the horrors of AI and
Horrors of AI.
and how unsocial people are getting.
Yeah, yeah. Do you really think it's ever going to take over actors, voiceover artists, like truly completely? Or is it just like deep fakes and trolling at the moment and low-level content creators?
It's hard to say because, you know, if it's cheaper,
True.
if you don't have to pay someone.
But do you think AI could ever do the nuance,
Maybe not now, but in 40, 50 years, yeah.
I suppose once it learns enough.
Yeah.
But I wonder if there'd be like, you know, because everything's gone mad with CGI and everything. If we're going to come, you know how like vinyls come back,
Yeah.
you know, 90s grunge came back, you know, like flannies and ripped
Yeah.
jeans. Whether dialogue driven, like true interaction relationships, come maybe not as mainstream as all those big blockbusters.
Well, that's the only way that they can make money in cinemas
Yeah,
because people don't go see dramas
yeah.
at the cinema, which is annoying.
But it just makes it. It's like the disparity between an independent film and a full on like Avatar, or Avatar 2.
But you know,
It's
you
so
watch
wide.
you watch a film that was made 5 years ago, and you're like, it's so outdated already.
Yeah.
because of the special effects.
Yeah.
Whereas Jurassic Park, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah,
practical effects.
yeah.
These are timeless.
Yeah.
The Hard Way with Michael J. Fox. I watched that.
Oh, what? I haven't.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Remember that film?
I remember the name. It's like coming
The
back.
action is phenomenal
The Hard Way.
because it looks like they're shooting on New York, like on Broadway.
Yeah. Wow.
You know The Hard Way, right?
Oh, just
James
Michael
Woods.
J. Fox and
James Woods, Michael J.
James
Fox.
Woods is great.
Michael J. Fox is like this action hero, and he's being bored of being typecast as an action film, and he wants like a gritty cop film. And so he like follows James Woods' character in New York to learn how to be like a tough New York cop.
Oh,
And James
It's
Woods
all vaguely
fucking
coming back.
hates him at the beginning
yeah.
because he's like, "You're just a little fucking Hollywood actor. Fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, "I fucking hate you people. You live in this dream world. It's fake. I gotta deal with shit every goddamn day. I gotta deal with shit."
Yeah.
It's fucking brilliant.
Wow. So it's like Ride Along, but
Yeah,
like
but actually
a
good.
good movie.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you seen the trailer or the brief trailer for Back to the Future 4?
The fake one.
Oh no!
Of course. They're
I
not
didn't
gonna
know
make
that. I just saw a snippet of it.
They're not gonna make another Back to the
Oh,
Future.
good. I didn't know that. I'm glad you dispelled that for me because that pissed me off.
What are they gonna do?
They'd have to get a screen stabilizer or something for Michael J. Fox. Fuck. Is that too much? I love the guy, mate. He was the reason I started shaking margaritas.
I mean, he could probably be the DeLorean in the new one. He could probably get to 88 miles per hour.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Well, 88.
I think we're gonna cut
No,
that.
let's.
I think we're gonna cut that. I love Michael J. Fox.
I love Michael J. Fox too. It's tragic.
It's tragic.
He's a fucking legend, man. Like shooting. Family Ties wouldn't release him to do Back to the Future. You probably know the story better than I do. And they Zemeckis, right? Mm-hmm. Was Zemeckis. Begged and begged and begged, and they finally said, sure, he can shoot Family Ties during the day, and then they'd put him in a limo, and he'd sleep in a limo to get over to the set for Back to the Future.
That's right, they had to shoot at night.
And he's still fresh, fresh as a daisy. Like
21 when he shot it.
Phenomenal.
22?
One of the most just boundless energy.
It's one of the best performances in movie history, surely.
Oh, and you can
It's
imagine.
gotta be up there.
Well, and what about what's old mate, the redhead that started?
Eric Stoltz.
Eric Stoltz. Fuck. What? But luckily, he still had an epic career.
You know, I asked Christopher Lloyd that same question.
You've spoken to Christopher Lloyd?
Yeah. I went to a pardon me. I went to Supernova one year, right?
Okay.
And he was doing a Q&A. And I was like, I'm going to ask him this question because it's a good question.
Yeah.
So everybody before me.
I want to get him to say, "Great Scott."
No, well, everybody before me are very like. You can tell they're nervous. They're very socially awkward.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What was your favorite part of filming Back to the Future?" And he'd give, probably the third one because I got to ride horses and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Next person. Did you enjoy Back to the Future? Yes, it was a lot of fun. Thanks. Did you like being in Addams Families? Yeah.
It was great. Yeah.
I get to the microphone, and I'm so proud of this question to this day because it got applause.
Of course it would.
Because all the other questions
Steve
were
Maresca, everybody, yeah.
No, but all the other questions were so basic.
Yeah.
Right? And he kept giving the same answer, right?
They know quantum mechanics and physics, but they can't ask a question to a celebrity.
So I go, "Hey, Chris, for 6 weeks you worked with Eric Stoltz on Back to the Future. You shot majority of the film with him. And then 6 weeks in, after doing all this work, all this prep, all this shooting, the studio says we're replacing Eric with Michael J. Fox. Now, for you as an actor, getting that different burst of energy into your performance, how did it affect you or your work?" And he went, "Oh, great question." Great question. Yeah. Like he was so excited and his eyes lit up that he was actually being asked something of like substance.
Yeah, it's a ripper question.
and he went into a great answer about how as the actor he has to work with what's coming at him. And he goes, and it was totally different because Michael J. Fox brought a totally different vibe, energy, and read to the performance that Eric Stoltz was doing. Because have you seen...
I've seen some of the footage,
He's playing it like a drama.
Yeah.
"Are you George McFly?" Whereas like Michael J. Fox, "Hey, you George McFly?"
Yeah.
Hey, man. You know what I mean? Like he's totally...
Oh, wow, yeah.
"Oh, wow, dude. Yeah, wow."
Yeah. Well, Stoltz is like walking through Lone Pines.
"You're George McFly."
Yeah.
Like he...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which worked beautifully in Pulp Fiction when you got to put an adrenaline shot into someone's chest.
Yeah.
But not
for...
just couldn't see
Marty
anyone
McFly.
else for the role. And what a massive call for a director and a production house to make.
Well, no, so back to
it.
back to your like Family Ties thing. So yeah, the studio wanted him. Family Ties said no. We've got him we have to shoot in this schedule when you're shooting the film. And they shot 6 weeks. And I think Spielberg saw the footage and went, "Our film is ruined." And so he went to the head of Family Ties, who he knew, and said, "You need to give us Michael J. Fox because otherwise we have nothing.
Yeah.
We need him to do this film. There's no one else that can do it. Like, we've tried. He has to do it." And then that's when the head of Family Ties went, "You'll have to talk to him, but we'll need him during the day, which means he can only shoot at night on your film." And so they went to Michael J. Fox, and he went, "Yeah, sure, man. That sounds like fun.
Sure.
Yeah."
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow.
But wouldn't you?
Huh?
If you'd read the script, you'd go, "This is going to be one of the greatest movies ever made," which still is.
It still is. Yeah, yeah.
There's not one bit in the trilogy, in my opinion, that lags, that feels out of place, that doesn't work. There's nothing. It is the perfect trilogy.
Ooh, that's a big call. Fair call. Yeah.
I mean,
And you're
Godfather,
right.
there's the third one, so you can't put that in there.
What's the what?
Godfather.
There's not a third one. What?
No, there's a third one. Well, there's not a third one. But no, you know what I mean? The Godfather 3 was much less superior than the first two.
Well, sometimes I think that about Back to the Future 3, but it's actually a really great fucking movie.
They're in the Wild West.
It's true.
It's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's just because there's that.
But name me another trilogy that like actually has the staying power where all three are quality films, and you could watch all three out of sync.
And not need all the other.
The
all
original
gags.
Star Wars trilogy, the third one's a bit flat. Even the first one has moments where you're like, eh.
Yeah.
Lord of the Rings, maybe.
Great films.
I mean, I'd probably put Lord of the Rings up there as well.
Yeah.
But Back to the Future is in the soundtrack. Alan Silvestri, man.
You know your stuff,
He
bro.
does a good score.
He does do a good score. God, I remember we had when did it come out? 1984?
The first one was 85, I think.
85. Well, I must have been 6 or 7. And we watched Back to the Future. My parents had gone out. We had the girl who ran the shop. Her name was Virginia. My mate called her Vagina. It never went down well. And we watched Back to the Future and then Troll afterwards. But I can still picture that night in my mind's eye.
Yeah, right.
After watching Back to the Future, it was just like it's kind of like when I walked out of Inception at the movies and saw the world differently for just that little bit of time. But walking out of the Dendy in Newtown after Inception and going, the fucking world's going to turn on its head.
Yeah.
But Back to the Future was just like, whoa, my whole concept of time and
I mean, what a cliffhanger ending. We have to go back, Marty.
That's right.
Why? What's wrong with Doc? We gotta go back for your kids. Oh, what? Did they turn out to be assholes or something? Marty, there's no time to explain. Bring Jennifer. You know.
But the road's not long enough for us, Doc.
But Doc, the road's not long enough to get to 88 miles per hour. Marty, where we're going, we don't need roads. Dun, 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 dun.
No.
I hum that when I'm walking down the street.
Wow.
All the time.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 dun. It's perfect.
Yeah.
And the opening, like, crescendo of it.
You're one of those guys.
Love it.
Yeah. I just have this vision of you when you're like 70, just homeless in a fucking trench coat. It's like, is that guy homeless? No, that's Maresca. He's
role playing as the dog.
Yeah, he's just practicing a
Marty,
monologue.
Marty, we're gonna go back to 2010 when you met Miller.
Oh wow! To one of my worst sunburns in living history. Wow. Well, Maresca, I tell you what, it's been an absolute joy.
Oh, always.
And I'd love to come back and continue our chats.
We'll come back and go on many tangents.
Oh, mate, because look, we'll just basically have a basic idea, and if anyone enjoys, like, comment, subscribe. You can throw a theme in. I guarantee you, Maresca will be able to take it on a tangent to a tangent.
Yeah.
So, mate, thanks for your time, and I really appreciate you being on.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure. All right. See you, mate.
See you later. Bye.
This story and more is brought to you by Book Club Audio, the Australian audiobook marketplace. Find more amazing stories at bookclubaudio.com.